Cool, cool, cool. Big up, everybody. Well, welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back. And for me, I think it's the first time I've been on here since we've got back to our throne, got back to the top of the ladder. And we've done it under this project and under Enzo Maresca. So I do have a few things I need to say to a couple of doubters, both with us today and with the chat as well. Everyone who said that they were going to come and look for me at the end of the season. Remember when we were doing 63 points hype? Remember when we were doing, we have to get Maurizio Pochettino's points total? I find it so poetic that for all the doubt and all the criticism that Maresca and this Chelsea squad has taken throughout the entire year and from the entire world, I find it so poetic that we now own the world. We now run the world. We are now the first and only ever world champions. And that's a fact now. FIFA now only recognizes Chelsea as a Club World Cup champion. All the past Club World Cup winners are now Intercontinental Cup winners. So we are the only ones. We are the first. We are history makers. And we have done this with this young squad. And we have done this with Enzo Maresca. Now, I understand people doubting him last season. I understand a lack of faith CV-wise and everything. CV is there now. The CV is there. And it's all been achieved at Chelsea Football Club. So all the lack of belief and faith now officially needs to be thrown in the bin. Because not only has he brought the trophies, not only has he brought bragging rights back to this club, but the whole question about who Enzo Maresca has improved now also needs to be in the bin. Because now I ask the question, who isn't improving? I look around the squad. I see even the likes of Robert Sanchez and Malo Gusto pulling out masterclasses, performances that I didn't expect that they'd be capable of in this system and with this manager. And that's before we talk about Cole Palmer cooking again in another final. Our midfield dominating the so-called best midfield in Europe. Marc Cucurella going from being one of the best left-backs in the league to the best left-back in the world. Our centre-backs looking so good. I'm now thinking I don't want a centre-back unless it's a clear level raiser. And this has all been under Enzo Maresca. So to everyone who asked me to keep the same energy is never the same because situations are never the same. It's never as cut and dry as that. Sometimes people are making developments. You just have to see it in front of you. Some men are mid-table and you just waffle about it. But here we are, all together, all united as one, as world champions. And I'll be so real. I'm just glad that we all can now be in this position and be united, because I swear that there's no way anybody can be negative or doing the sky is falling gimmick anymore. We have a world title belt that lasts 4 years. We have seen these players and this manager improve mentally, improve on the pitch, improve tactically all throughout the last 6 months. We've gone from we're not in a title race to we're Chelsea. We could play against everybody and we're not going to go and suffer against PSG. Man, we had our players saying we are not Real Madrid and then proceeding to bop the best team in Europe off the park the day after. The balls are now well and truly on the table. We are now serious. We now have the self-belief and we can now prove it on the pitch as well. It's 16, 17 games now with 3 defeats and the rest of victories. What we are doing now is finally starting to be recognized and noticed by even the most basic of football fans. And that's why I feel a sense of vindication. I feel a sense of relief. But ultimately, I'm just glad that Chelsea's back where it's supposed to be. Alex, I hope you feel the same way too. And so, chat, please don't ever ask me about Pochettino and Maresca ever again. Don't. I will not respond. I might even time you out for a couple of minutes so you can think about what you've done. It's great to be back. And it's great for us all, not me, us all to be your world champions.
That was that was a beautiful speech, Lewis.
Thank you. I thought that all on the fly. How you feeling, man?
Hey, Lewis, you know, I was on I did a live show with Kev the other day, and I said to Kev, I was like, am I allowed to say it? Am I allowed to say that I support Maresca?
Yes, you are, my friend. Yes, you. Wait. Have you given him your apologies?
Oh, fuck yeah! Oh my God!
Oh, then of course. Welcome to the fold, my friend. Welcome,
mate.
We always,
wrong as hell.
As a Christian, I always believe in second chance. I always believe in welcoming people back. Please join the Maresca train, man. There's room.
Mate, honestly, look, honestly, I'll be honest with you, Lewis. I'll be honest with you, mate. I mean, a lot of people. Do you know? Think of it like this, yeah. Think of Maresca, the relationship with Maresca, like any other relationship. A friendship could be could be like a proper relationship, whatever. Love is built over a period of time. All right. Love is not something that just comes. You can't just love something. People will say, I fell in love with him or her straight away. I don't believe it. But respect is something that can be earned very quickly with the right actions. And I respect Maresca a hell of a lot for what he's done. A hell of a lot. And I would say, especially after this Club World Cup, my God, I think it would be disingenuous to say that I haven't. I don't even know. I guess I do support him. Yeah, I mean, I have. I mean, how can you not?
The last 6 months just speak for itself.
I have never seen Chelsea play that well since Thomas Tuchel was our manager. That is the best we've played under this ownership. That is the best performance in a final since when? I don't even know. Have Chelsea had a performance like that in a final?
Bro, I was thinking to myself, right? Forgetting finals and everything, I genuinely think this might be one of the greatest Chelsea performances I've ever watched. Ever. Because, like, even if we talk about the Tuchel reign and everything, not a slight on Tuchel at all, but there has been iconic victories where I'll even be watching a game and think, this guy's playing like crap. This guy's not pulling his weight. We're kind of having to help these two across the line, but we're still doing it. We still won the game, so obviously no one cares at the end of it. I looked at this game, and player to player, area to area, we were better. There is very few times where I sit there and I think everybody has pulled their weight. Everybody has produced one of the greatest performances of their lives. And they all did it. All of them. I saw Malo Gusto lock up Kvaratskhelia. When I saw Gusto in the lineup, I think, okay, James, you have to double up with him. Nah, Gusto just handled him himself. Kvaratskhelia. I look at Kvaratskhelia as one of the closest things to Eden Hazard I've seen since Eden's left us. And he just did nothing. Robert Sanchez. Forget the shot stopping, the cross claiming. I knew you had that in your bag anyway.
Even his distribution.
He started about 5 attacks by himself. And he was constantly finding the free man. It weren't even just hoof to no one and he got lucky. He was making the right passes. Where the hell have you been the last 2 years? If I even saw this Robert Sanchez once every 4 games, I'd understand why people still believed in him. Like, you have saved your best performance for the final. Fair play. This is the standard I expect. This is the Robert Sanchez that I must see. I do not want this vibe, this level to drop. This is what you must maintain. But that is a Robert Sanchez I can get behind and believe in. Every single player turned up. Even the substitutions, all of them were good.
How good was the lap when he came on?
Yo, Delap was like throwing Stone Cold Steve Austin into the Royal Rumble at number 30. He just came in and started stunning everybody left, right, and center. Beraldo couldn't deal with him. Nuno Mendes couldn't deal with him. It was only Donnarumma that could, because he was the only decent one in that PSG side. But again, if the goalkeeper's your best player, it says a lot. Really says a lot. And it shows what we did to them. We should have been 5-0 up at half-time against PSG. 5-0 up. Palmer missed a great chance. We should have had a penalty. Joao Pedro got his shirt pulled in the box. None of that matters because we were 3-0 up anyway against the so-called world champions elect. Everybody thought it was just cut and dry, and so did they. And they all got slapped.
You've got the Chelsea belt on its way as well. A week away.
Mm-hmm. That'll be getting framed somewhere in this background. I need to figure out how I'm.
And you've got the new Club World Cup shirt, right?
Yep. Well, went to Megastore immediately to go and collect it, and I need to get a new medal. Seeing as this is now an Intercontinental Cup medal, I have to add one more to the tally. Just
hey, look, I don't think I've been this excited in a long time. I have not been this hyped for a season in a long, long time. And again, I do say it, guys. I do say it. I'm going to have to say it a lot, Lewis.
Made an approach to sign Isak from Newcastle.
Who?
Isak. Liverpool's made an approach for him.
We'll see what happens there.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Lewis. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to have to do... I feel like the next month, maybe even 2, every other video, I'm going to have to go, you know what, guys, listen. I know I was wrong. I know. I hold my hands up. And you've got to look at... I'm going to make a video as well, Lewis. I'm going to make a video of all the good things that Maresca's done. I am going to make a video about that. It doesn't... when we look back at the season and we can say certain moments, Brentford, that was a pretty tough moment.
Ipswich.
Oh my God, yeah, Ipswich. That's when a lot of people lost faith. And I don't think you can look at those moments and not be frustrated. And for
of course, even when we grew to Ipswich, I was thinking, you lot have left me a serious mountain to climb. Why'd you make it so difficult? And then they were like, fuck it, we prefer it being difficult. Who cares?
Because I said to you, Lewis, at that time, I was like, Lewis, please do a video. This is straight after Ipswich. I was like, please do a video. 5 reasons we should trust Maresca. Do you regret not doing that video now? Because you turned out to be right. That would have been like one of the goated videos.
None. Look, I hear that and everything. I still don't think that was the right time to drop it. Now would be the right time because people would actually watch it and people would actually listen to it. Like, that's the sort of video where you drop it after a 2-2 draw. Man are just hitting the dislike button and leaving. They're not sitting and watching it.
Yeah, but Lewis, you would have proved them right and you would have had the receipt to show them that you saw it the whole way through. Because the thing is, Lewis, this is the mad thing. Like, we've agreed on so many, we've agreed on managers before. It's only Poch and Maresca are the 2 that we've never seen eye to eye. Right? Yeah. We both like Sarri, we both like Tuchel. We like, I presume you like Conte as well. So like we've always generally seen eye to eye in that sense. But yeah, man.
I've got a whole season of receipts. Like that video wouldn't do anything for me. I've spent the whole season saying that we should back Maresca while literally half of the fan base was just kicking me down and just saying I was only doing it because I hated Poch. I got the receipts anyway. Look at any fan cam that we lost, and you just got people saying, "Oh, keep the same energy. Oh, we'll be here when you don't get 63 points. Oh, I can't. Don't go hiding, Lewis, at the end of the season and all of that." Hi. I'm still here. I didn't go anywhere. The club did. We went up to the top of the world, mate. So I guess maybe we shouldn't have sacked him. And we did it in the country that Pochettino's managing. Hold that. You'd have us grouped. Fraud.
I remember when we were the first night I was in Atlanta before the LAFC game, and USA were playing like Trinidad and Tobago or something like that, and they narrowly won, you know, I can't remember exactly who it was, but it wasn't a great team, and they narrowly won. And I was sat there with some of the Americans, and they were like, "Fuck, man! Now this guy's managing my national team. I can't believe it. I'm going to support England." And I was like, to be honest, I'm not really that bothered about the whole USA. I don't even know how he's doing. Is he doing well?
Well, I heard a lot of them want him out, but he made a final and lost that one again.
Oh, he lost the final.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he lost another final. I think it's in Mexico.
Right. Fair enough. Well, listen, I think we can all agree that. Do you know what? My main thing has always been progression, and we have progressed no matter what. Whatever you want to say about either manager, you can't say that we haven't had an upwards trajectory the last 3 years. We went from 12th to 6th to 4th. No trophies to finals to actually winning finals, and that puts us in a great space, and it kind of makes us all feel like if you weren't sort of trusting, go on.
We wasted a year with Poch still. It's always the year of that development. I don't know where we could have been now and world champions. But that's a story for another day. You know what?
I can't defend anything anymore. I can't. The whole Maresca, to be fair, I did make that argument, didn't I? When I was at my worst, which is Arsenal, mate. That was, oh God.
I thought it was Brentford. You're doing fucking Frank prop.
Yeah, that was a bad day, Lewis. That was a bad day. Do you know what though? I hope people understand.
Good friends and everything. I could have done like a nasty carefree reaction. I can't do that to my guy. I can't.
To be honest with you, Lewis, I don't mind it. You know, I'm all for accountability. I'm all for accountability on this channel. So listen,
no, but that's the difference
between
you and like a lot of the like Chelsea haters that say are in our fan base. You were never a Chelsea hater. Just misjudged a few things, and that's fine. We all misjudge things. I called Lukaku R9 back in the day. I'm still apologizing to Ronaldo and Nazario for that. So, like, we've all done it, but your heart's in the right place, and you only ever want the best for this football club. So you don't really go in the Dutch pot like that. Certain other mans, like the fucking mineral merchants and all of that, yeah, you lot get in the Dutch pot. You lot have been hoping for the club to fail for vindication for the longest. You know, that's not the case.
What does this mean for the ownership at Chelsea as well? I mean, Todd Bowley went on TalkSport, and you know, he actually spoke to them for about 3-4 minutes, and basically said, like, you know, we always believed, we're praying every day that Chelsea can win something big. I mean, I've never had like my biggest issue's never really been Bowley. Obviously, he's part of the consortium, but I've always had more of a problem with Clearlake. I mean, does this change the way that you view the ownership? Because I'll be honest with you, there is a part of me that says you're running the club in a way which now you can justify is the right way because we're winning. But in another sense, I don't ever feel, no matter how successful Chelsea are under this ownership, especially Clearlake, to be quite frank, that I can ever really appreciate them, because I know that this is a means to an end in order to sell the club. Whereas Bowley, I do believe he wants to be here for a long time. I do believe that. And I've seen what he's done in America with the Dodgers. And obviously they've got Mark Wall's got the Lakers as well now. Like, I can see the ambition there in America. And maybe the ambition is for financial gain, but they still want to be successful. Like, that's the priority here, because if you're going to increase the value, you've got to win. And for that, I do think that Bowley definitely vivid seats. Obviously, you know, you can't escape that. But if you take that out of the equation, you just look at the sporting side. I do feel like there's been an awful lot of criticism for Bowley, especially when he's not even been running the club in recent times. It's been, you know, Clearlake that have had the flag. But at the same time, maybe that means that they deserve more praise, because you know, they've been running the club and we've won 2 European trophies.
Ultimately, like, I've always believed that they want to win, but only their way, which is with the youth model. So, like, ultimately, they have spent $1 billion plus, and I don't believe you spend that without wanting to be successful. It's something that a lot of people wouldn't want to hear even a couple months ago, but that's always been the case. The question has always been just how they've been doing it. Remember, like the protests and everything. I was with the protests because I was against the windows, not against the model, not against their long-term plan for the club and everything. I was like, look, the last 2 windows have been garbage. You haven't strengthened the team enough. I need you to like start figuring yourself out a little bit more. But the squad, being the youngest squad in the league and the one that got 4th, like they're always going to be developing, always going to be maturing, and always going to have the potential to get better. And I always understood that. Just there's been some decisions that they've made as well that's kind of like made the process a bit longer. Hiring Pochettino, for example, not taking full advantage of the windows, the manager merry-go-round before we got to this point. Now, I'll leave that to they're just not perfect sort of thing. But ultimately, if they want to say that what they're doing is working, we've got a squad that is maturing massively and improving on all areas. We are world champions now for 4 years. We've got back into the top 4, 5 points off 3rd. And honestly, like, I would still expect this team to be going for a title charge next season. I expect that under year 4 of Clearlake. With the improvement I've seen in the centre-backs, just goalkeeper. Look, Sanchez, big up for the World Cup run. You got credit in the bank for me personally, but I'm not all going to flip-flop either. Sorry, Mike Mignon. I need Mike Mignon. Go and get him across the door. Go get me my left-back depth. I'm going to expect us to go for the league. And if we're doing that under Clearlake, clearly what they're doing is working. And if we do that as well, with the Club World Cup and the pile-up of fixtures that we've had over the last 12 months, emphasize the point even more.
Yeah, I guess it's like any... If I guess you can respect the model, you can respect the way you're being run, even if you know that it's not with the love of the club in mind. But then how many clubs are run that way? And I guess you have to look at it from that side as well. You don't really get any owners like Abramovich anymore. You just don't.
It's profit-based, which is why I understand it. It's like, okay, you just make sure I'm winning things. Just make sure I'm winning things. Like I have never had a problem with this whole youth policy and everything. Just make sure I have a team that's capable of winning it all. And then fine. Okay, we'll go like flip everything you want to flip. Look at the likes of Noni Madueke to Arsenal. That's a player that we've developed within the squad. He's been a part of the squad, isn't a key player towards us. So we sell him and flip him for 2 times the money. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. Just make sure I have the squad I need. And then all the players that aren't key, that aren't your Caicedos, your Palmers, your Cucurellas, off your pop.
Well, the project always looks better when you've seen 2-3 years down the line as well. And you've got players that you signed 2-3 years ago that have gone from being 20 to being 23, 21 to 24. And now you're starting to build a spine of players with experience as well. Like you still look at Tosin, who's the oldest player I think we have. And, you know, you say, where's the experience? But what I can look at now is see Chelsea players. I could see, well, this whole squad now, obviously not Delap and the rest of them, but they've now won 2 European. They've won a European Cup and they've won the Club World Cup. I mean, if that doesn't build the foundations for a young, hungry squad that wants to continue winning trophies, I don't know what does. I don't know what more we can do around that. The only thing that I would like to see, which I don't think we ever will see, is us having that cherry, you know, right, we've got a young squad, we've got all these good players. Can you put a Mike Maignan? That's the cherry, because he's an older player, a more experienced player. Or an Osimhen used to be the case, which we know isn't going to happen now. A Rodrigo could be the cherry. And, you know, that goes against our model, that goes against our wage cap in terms of what we're looking to spend. But what it does show is that we can be flexible in order to get to that next level. And although I respect the fact that we've spent all this money, I think the reason that we did that was, you know, more so to take advantage of loopholes rather than anything else. I think if those loopholes, I don't know. I mean, if those loopholes stayed, we'd have had that same. Would we have had that same intensity to sign players?
No, it's the money that we've spent's been on like amortized players over like 6-7 years. So even the money that we've supposedly spent, we haven't spent yet.
Well, what I mean though is we spent we signed all those players because we were able to spread the payments.
Oh yeah,
and then they changed the rules, so maybe we would have been a little bit slow. But I mean, to be honest, it doesn't matter. What we've done is worked. It's worked, and I'd be very curious to see what a lot of Chelsea fans think at this moment. You know, I was shocked, Lewis, when we were 2-0 up. I was thinking, what the hell is going on? The limbs in my living room, mate, when Palmer scored both goals. It's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe what we're doing. And, you know, I am, if Maresca is going to adapt this season and still play his style, yeah, but you can still play a certain style and adapt, then I think he has, you know, he's going to have all of the ingredients. I think that if he keeps to, you know, sometimes when you play against a low block and you see the players passing backwards, and you got James in midfield at times who did perform exceptionally against PSG, but I think it's slightly different, like you said, with Sanchez over the course of a season. We'll see how that works out. Yeah, I just want to see him adapt, man. I want to see him adapt, and I want to see us play well against low blocks. And I think if we can do those two things, it's not a case of can we beat Man City or Liverpool. I don't actually think that's our problem. It's can we beat Everton away? Can we beat Brentford?
But here's the thing: even with those low blocks, it's never fucked us up to the point where we're just not making chances. Like, we always just find a way to be wasteful in those games anyway. So it does come down to a more personnel thing. Now, it is a bit more difficult for us to like formulate those chances and get into space and everything, but I think like we've generally improved with the profiles that we've had. Gittins is a big question mark, and if he can provide some end product, that left-hand side between him and Joao Pedro is going to be mad. But Pedro's also shown that he can play on the right-hand side, just off this Club World Cup run alone. And him, it's early days. Fucking hell, he looks clinical. He looks unreal. The composure in front of goal and the different types of finishing that I've seen from him is nuts. So, and he will be a big problem against those low blocks, because not only has he got a good finish, he's a good dribbler, he's a great progressive passer, and he provides you with aerial threat. So, like I think we'll be a lot better with low blocks, also with us understanding the system a lot better as well. Different rotations, different passing maps and everything.
Do you want to sell Jackson?
Honestly, I still think Jackson will be a lot better within a few years, but he's just not a number one thing. He's not a starter. And like now it's a question of whether he's even a number two. Like if we sell him, I just wouldn't sell him in England. I'd send him to another country, because if he balls out, I don't want it to be here. But like, I do think a year or two's time of playing football continuously at another club would get him to being at the level that Chelsea were hoping that he would be at. Now, the only difference is, look, I got Joao Pedro, who's just better at all metrics. So you're just not my priority anymore, you know? Just not.
It's nothing personal.
Yeah, nothing personal, man. But, hey, there's an upgrade. Welcome to Chelsea. You see a Bada B, you go to the Bada B.
I think that Jackson should stay. I don't want him to be sold. You know, I'm hearing that Chelsea value him around the same amount as Ekitike. That's sort of our valuation, which is what, 80 million, something like that. I don't think he's worth that. I think even a bid of 60 million, I'd probably sell him, to be honest with you. But anything less, like, we're not in a position where we need to. And I would say he was a more important part of our squad than Madueke. So if Madueke is going for 52, then I'd sell Jackson for at least 55. I wouldn't go any lower than that. But as a third choice striker, if you're looking at the fundamentals as well, like, I still think Jackson has a lot to offer. But I think you're absolutely right. I think that Joao Pedro as an all-rounder basically represents what we want Jackson to do, but isn't able to do a lot of the time. He wouldn't score that chip. He wouldn't have scored any of the goals that Joao Pedro scored against Fluminense. And then you look at Delap, which just offers a totally different profile, which, again, I don't think Jackson can really compete with in that sense. So Jackson, for me, has a lot of the attributes that I want to see from strikers. I think he's young. I think he's hungry. I think he works really, really hard. But he's not clinical, and his decision making in the final third is poor, and that is his one downfall, if there is any. I mean, I will say this: I do think Jackson's got worse this season. I do think he's got worse, but that's still not to say that he can't improve. And maybe injuries is a part of that, and I don't know, dealing with low blocks. I think he struggled with that as well.
I think it's more form and like still having to lead the Chelsea line in spite of it. He should have been dropped a long time ago and then just like figured himself out from there. But he's been allowed to just spiral and just keep spiraling. And that's why he looks even worse than what we've seen before. Because I'm asking where the hell the interplay's gone. Where's the hold-up play gone? Where's the link-up play gone? I look at Joao Pedro and it's like, everything that I've been asking from Jackson for 6 months. Just more polished, more refined. It is what it is, Jackson. You just there's too many better options in all other areas of the pitch. So I don't know with it. To be honest, maybe even a loan would be a great option.
Yeah, Jackson is basically the new Mark Guiu. He is the new Mark Guiu going into this season. And that, again, is like another justification for the fact that we've improved this squad. And, you know, with better players, you're going to see better football. You will. And I'm going to expect more than I did last season because of it. And I'm not talking about winning 3 trophies instead of 2. But what I am talking about is a style of play. Because if there is one thing I hope we can agree on, Lewis, is that when we look back at the tough days of Maresca, you know, that was about a 3-month period. The one thing that you can use to justify whatever happens is success. Doesn't matter how we do it, where we do it, just that we do it. And we did it. We won a trophy. But for me, I want to see us playing a slightly more attractive style of football for match-going fans. Because I'll be honest with you, man, obviously I've been to the games in America up to the semis. And you know, I was at LAFC, I was at Esperance. I didn't go to Benfica, in fairness, because my flight was delayed. And we thought the game was going to be in Miami, and they ended up obviously finishing second. So we played in Charlotte, so we just didn't expect that. But I do think that Chelsea gradually improved as the tournament went on. The first sort of 3 games, it was like, not particularly impressed, but we got the job done. We obviously lost to Flamengo. And then from Benfica, it just got better and better and better. Even Palmeiras, it was controlled. Flamengo, it was controlled. We were saved at times by individuals. Cucurella has been a shining light that people, you know, to be honest, I don't think it's a brand new thing for this guy. I mean, he was already the best left back in the league last year. Sorry, at the beginning of this season, in my opinion. And Robertson, you know, I don't think that Robertson can do what Cucurella can. Is there anyone else I've missed in the Prem?
Kirkaz, Robinson.
Yeah, no. You can't compete with Cucurella on that front. So we've obviously had individuals that have saved us at times, but you've seen the team come together and really gel, and you've seen new signings come in and gel. I mean, if that's one thing that preseason can't do, that the Club World Cup can, it's give the players an opportunity to dive straight into genuine competitive matches that actually mean something. Because how do you play under pressure? And the pressure has been on straight away. So I think it's been a tremendous tournament for us. I think it's been, honestly, if you don't back Maresca at this point, I really struggle to understand the logic. I can appreciate that it's still a tournament, and I think that there are still people who aren't convinced, but you have to respect what he's done. You have to respect what he's done. I mean, what do you think that the majority of fans are thinking, Lewis, especially the ones that are a bit more like me, and you know, they want to see it over a whole season as opposed to, you know, just in this tournament, because they might be convinced with what we've done winning the Club World Cup, but is this enough to win a Premier League? Is this enough to go that step further?
No, next season for me is about competing for the league. In terms of winning, we still have to like see how the season goes. Ultimately, it's not like everybody's in the decline. We look at Liverpool, they're looking mad, and like part of me still thinks they win the league again this season. Especially if they pull Alexander Isak off, because then like fucking hell, Isak, Wirtz, Kirkes, and Frimpong is a sort of like That's the transfer window you see on career mode. That's insane. So to me, it's just about competing for the league title and winning something. You have to win something next season. But I doubt anyone would have any doubts about Maresca anyway. I do want to see how he handles the cups because look, I see with the amount of fixtures that we've played, part of me does have a bit of worry that we might end up like not taking it as seriously just on a fitness thing. Because like we've seen, we'll always prioritize players' fitness. I never have a problem with that. Absolutely not. That's the reason why we've got the squad as fit as it is now. But there's just a lot of fixtures. And I hope you don't fall into the trap of like putting too weak of a lineup out for the cup games. Because he did do that last season. But there's no reason why anyone shouldn't have faith in him anymore at this point. He's proven everything that people wanted to see. Prove that you can get us back into top 4. Prove that you can win trophies. And then not only just that, he's won one that was expected. And he's won one that no one expected. In a fashion that nobody expected. This is one of the best final performances in Chelsea history. I look back at it, genuinely can't think of a final where we performed that well across all areas of the pitch, bar maybe Baku. Well,
in terms of upsets, it's a bit like Munich, in a lot of ways.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Munich, to be fair, that's another game where everybody pulled their weight. So you see where you're sitting on the table. If you're sitting on the table with Munich, boy, that is a big bit of praise.
And so the difference is, Lewis, Munich, we weren't totally dominant, and in this game we were, and we just had everything that PSG had. We had the answer to it. They had chances, that's fine, and we did our best to manage those chances, and our structure, defensively was great in terms of the way we countered was great. And then you're looking at individuals and Cucurella, Sanchez again. You've got Gusto, like fuck. The way that they were able to pull us out of certain situations, like Doué really probably should have scored, but you give credit to Sanchez. I mean, I am full of optimism, mate. I'm full of optimism, and I'm saying that top 4, as it stands, Lewis, the way we're looking at it right now, basically already writes itself. I mean, I think it's hard to look past. I mean, this is in no particular order, but I think we're in that top 4 zone. You've got obviously Liverpool, you've got City, Arsenal, and then do you know who I think is going to be a dark horse this season, mate? I think that Tottenham are going to be dark horses. I really do. They've got
the top 4, yes.
Well, top 5. That's the way I'm looking at it. Presuming we get all 5 spots. Yeah. But I think Tottenham are going to be dark horses. But I mean, I don't see how Villa or Newcastle or any of these other teams, Forest, I don't see how they catch up, because what we are doing and what they are doing is just, that gap is not getting closer. It's getting further and further and further apart. Just such a testament to what we've done. And I will say this, fair play to all the fans who I guess are, like you, Lewis. Fair play to you for riding out this wave, of however long, and knowing that this is a project that could work. I think testament, honestly, to all of you. I think you deserve a lot of credit. And I do agree with you, Lewis, as well. If there are fans that still don't see anything positive about what we're doing, I don't think they can be saved, man. I really don't think they can be saved, because I was as far anti-Maresca as you can go. I was, honestly, I can't think of anyone else who despised that guy more than I did at one point last season. And for me to get to the stage where now I can say, honestly, I really respect the guy. I don't love him, because, Liz, I think it would be disingenuous for me to say I love him. But I mean, that could change. That could definitely change. It's like time. If the guy continues to impress, how can you not gradually go, I'm really enjoying everything I'm seeing. What's not to like here? Players are improving, results are improving, the atmosphere is better. We're unified, we're successful. that's the dream. And yeah, I think you've got to give a credit to everyone. Also, Lewis, like we haven't really touched too much, and this is an interesting one for you as well, because me and you have always been a little bit different in this sense. Because I've always been more critical of the ownership, but you've always been more critical on the board and the recruitment. So, what's your stance on that at the moment? Because my thing has always been that the owners are the biggest issue, because if you're not happy with the way we recruit, it's because the owners are setting those rules. And the reason we're not signing ready-made players is because they don't want to. So the board are just signing what they're allowed to sign. They're doing what they're being told to.
Sporting directors, like, I still feel a bit iffy about them. Because even going into this window, I think Mike Mignon was such a big L from Chelsea, but they have a chance to rectify that still. If they were to get Mike Mignon across the door, they prove that they're willing to buy more experienced players if it just completely suits our model. So they're not out of the woods for me just yet. But again, I acknowledge that what we're doing is progressing and it is working. So, like, all across the board, like, any criticisms that me or anybody else has, I'd be so real. We all just got to reel it in for a little bit. Just let people cook. We are back in the top 4, back in the Champions League, very close to going back to being a team competing on all 4 fronts. And we are now world champions. I think everybody has earned themselves a bit of a stay of execution. Even to the guys that, like, have been under the spotlight the most, the owners, the sporting directors, all of that. They've got a stay of execution. If they want to say that what they're doing is working, how can you look at what's going on and say that it's not? It is. Everybody, even myself included, we all got to have a little slice of that humble pie right now. And we just got to just sit back and just let the story unfold and just call things how we see it from this point. That's it.
Hey, Lewis, you know, I feel like we've covered everything. Is there anything we've missed?
Someone said Noni his medal in the post. That's about it.
I think Trump's got his medal.
I hope it got thrown into the crowd. I was at Wireless on final day.
Hey, what did you think about Trump being in the celebration?
I don't know why he hung around, but part of me also just sits there and think, like, who else has had a moment with a US president like that? When you're big, innit? I don't mind it. Like, some people talk politics and stuff. Do you think I even know or care about the politics over that? I don't give a damn. But US president is out there with the Chelsea squad. Cool. I think that's something massive. So
do you know what was funny, mate? Is that Infantino was there, like, and basically Infantino walked off thinking that Trump was going to come with him. Trump stays there. Yeah. And Trump just stood there, and then James was there, and then Sanchez just looked at Trump, and Trump was like, yeah, I'm going to celebrate with you. And the thing that cracked me up, Sanchez like, get it going.
You see Palmer in the background, like, is he staying? And then when they look at,
and then Infantino come in, and Sanchez was grabbing his shoulders. Oh, it was brilliant, mate.
It was such a mess, but a glorious mess.
Oh, it was brilliant, honestly. Yeah, man, honestly. Hey, shout out to all of the Chelsea fans that have, whether you go to games or not, that have watched Chelsea for the past 3-4 years, and you have been through some pretty tough times. And now we reap the rewards of our loyalty and our commitment, and we celebrate. Show them the badge, Lewis. Show them the badge. For 4 years.
Badges, bruv.
4 years, Lewis.
I see man complaining about the way it looks. I don't care about what it looks like. I care about what it represents and what it means. It means we're world champions, and no one can chat to us.
I will. Why isn't it on the side? Didn't it used to be there? It used to be on the side. Was it always? Oh, it was always in the middle. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, that's the Champions League one. Sorry, that's the Champions League one. Okay. That was fair enough.
I won't front. The old shield did look better. I won't even argue that one, but I'll get used to this. I will get used to this very quickly.
Hey, it looks good. We automatically qualified, presumably, for the next one.
No.
What?
You know, like international tournaments, the World Cup winners don't automatically qualify. They gotta go through the group stages again, the qualifying rounds.
Mother.
It's just the same rule, but it could change. More clubs are begging to get involved in everything. They're making up the rules and everything. So they might let us back in as winners. That could be a new rule that's implemented for the next tournament. But for now, we gotta go win number 3. So, aye, road to Budapest 2026.
Oh, mate, I love it. I love it. Hey, we've got 4 European away days guaranteed next season because we've got an extra game with the
and
the
I will be at least one of them, if not 2.
Lewis, why are you not going to 4, mate? Fucking expensive.
Bank account ain't that loaded. I wish.
It's true.
But
it's true.
1 or 2 will definitely run.
You shouldn't have spent 500 quid on a WWE belt, mate.
400. They sent me 100 back.
Okay. Okay. That's a return right there, mate.
Yeah, and like I'll be so real. I needed that. I've told you about it backstage. I've been waiting for a WWE Chelsea belt for years. I'm just annoyed it didn't turn up before the final. I would have been wearing that on my shoulder right now. But from next week, it'll be here, comfy.
I'm looking forward to it. Listen, big up to you, Lewis. Thanks for coming on, dude. And hey, we'll catch up soon, guys. We'll let me know what you think about what myself and Lewis has said. And are you like I was? Have you been, I guess, converted? Or are you like Lewis? And did you always see the light? Did you always know what was going to happen? Did you always have faith? And were you a believer? But whatever happens, I think whatever we were, can we all agree that now is the time to believe? All the best, guys. And we will catch up very, very soon.